Lewis trying to fill in these gaps, something like 10 changes to the starting 17, or the 17 that will in the program. So, my goodness, that's a major to overcome for the Cowboys. But the Bulldogs are as per program, being led out by Simon Gillies. 30-4 winners over Adelaide at Belmore last week. Just one win from 3 away matches in '98. That was at Balmain back in round 7. Win here will get them into that top echelon on the points table. Plenty of strike power in the backs, in particular Matthew Ryan and Stephen Hughes in the centre, the point-scoring machine, Daryl Halligan on the wing. And that's a very good forward pack, and some of these players playing for a Queensland State of Origin jersey. And number 6, Corey Hughes, only 19 years of age, and another number 6 for the Bulldogs.
It's been a little bit of a disappointment for them throughout the season, having players able to stay in the 5/8 role. A very important situation for them, but he's a young fella that's come along in leaps and bounds, and I'm sure that under the confidence of winning form, he'll get a little bit of extra bonus playing alongside them, but he's going to need that. These fellas running onto the football field right now at long odds to win this football game. Look at all the changes. That's an absolute nightmare.
Yes, there's no Ian Roberts, Dale Shearer, Nadruku, Gooneman, Ferris, Deeth, Fritz, you name it. So many changes, and we'll pick them up on the run, I think. The coach is Tim Sheens, and it's a big ask for Tim tonight to get these guys fired up. But they'll need some of the members of Dad's Army, like John Lomax from the Wainui-a-Mata Club in New Zealand.
Very experienced test match footballer and has got a broad pair of shoulders, but there's a fair bit of responsibility going to rest on those shoulders here this evening. I'm sure that he'll go out. He's led from the front whenever he's got the opportunity to do that in past occurrences, and he's always played well when the chips have been down.
The referee tonight is Matt Hewitt. We're just standing by for the national anthem from the Cowboys quartet. Dennis Knight warming up the crowd a little earlier on with some JOK memories. So the crowd is pretty well primed tonight, looking for an upset.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for all. Our home is good by sea. Our land, the bounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In Houston's plains British and vast Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing. And vast Australia fair.
So the stage is set for this important round 9 clash. Matt Hewitt, the man with the whistle, and Doug Winton is our video referee tonight. These two clubs have met 5 times. Canterbury have won 4, North Queensland 1. If you look at the points for and against, it's going Canterbury's way, 188 for and against 122. North Queensland have scored 119, but they've conceded 165. We're underway at Malanda. First touch of the ball. Trapped by Norton, picked up by Price. About 15 metres out from the Canterbury line. Let's go sideline now to former first-grade coach Peter Mulholland. Peter, fresh from a big feed of barramundi and coral trout. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks, Greg. Just starting to weather. Actually, it's cooled down here. I thought we could have been in for a very warm night tonight, but it's cooling down. Just listening to the changes we've had before the match, I think if Tim Sheens only knew about these yesterday or perhaps the day before, I've just got the sort of feeling that he might have known about them all week, and these youngsters might just rise to the occasion. I'd like to see it, but I still think, as Wally said, Canterbury might get away with it.
Well, a good set of 6 by the Bulldogs. And POLLA-MOUNTER getting the kick in. Back to 14, Scott Prince. And he's 25 metres out from the Cowboys line. They need to get some confidence going early as Scott Mahon comes in. Scotty was reserved for the Cowboys reserve grade side, the Stingers, in the State League only about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they're calling them from everywhere. Did you bring your boots, Wally?
No, I don't think I'd be able to get through the cobwebs in those ones. They're not that good.
So Lomax plays it back. Straight ahead to the halfway line. Stevie Walters at dummy half. So they complete their first set of 6. And a good take at the back by Fleming. One of the best line breakers in this Canterbury side in '98. But a good hit-up merchant as well, averaging about 15 per game. This is Matthew Ryan. Halligan at dummy half to POLLA-MOUNTER. Now it's Ward standing wide. He offloads it out to his captain, Simon Gillies, to the big men. Out in the centres. They continue to work the short side through Stone. Good tackle by Luke Scott, though. Up to the halfway goes Price. Tipped is a bit of an outsider for the Queensland State of Origin team to be named on Monday. This man here is one of the favourites for the hooking position, Jason Hetherington, but he's knocked that on, couldn't control it, and the Cowboys come up with it. 10 from halfway. That's Jimmy AHMAT. 5'8" tonight. The Cowboys numbering going down to 22 and 23. It's more like a rugby union international. Steve Walters at dummy half. Lomax straight ahead goes the big man. He runs into Stone. Walters having a dart from dummy half. A lot of experience between them, Walters and Lomax, and they'll be called upon tonight. AHMAT back inside to Mercy. The Cowboys leading try scorer, Ray Mercy, with 5 touchdowns in '98. Charge down. Prince couldn't get the kick away. Gillies couldn't pick it up, and now it's towed through and play on. The race is on here. Matt Ryan was shoulder charged out of the way by Owen Cunningham. Play on, and the Cowboys come up with it. Lucky there.
Yeah, it was a very good charge down. I think the Cowboys are going to have to look after that clearing kick roll a little bit better than they have in past weeks. If anything, I'm sure that it's given them another chance to get a little bit more confident. There's the charge down. You can see it was a terrific effort. It looked like it was Price, the one that got out of the marking roll, to be able to charge it down.
John Doyle thought he spotted an opening, but it soon closed. But they're inside the Bulldogs' territory. Lomax, lack of communication there. It's cleaned up at the back by Doyle. He's got nowhere to go. Runs straight into Gillies and also Ward. A little knock on. Well, that's a poor mistake by the Cowboys, just as they were applying the pressure. So it's going to be a Bulldogs feed into the scrum.
And with so many changes, Peter Mulholland, I think it would have been really up to coach Tim Sheens to probably come up with a plan for his team, a fairly simple one, to make it as effective as possible with guys that aren't all that experienced playing alongside each other.
That's exactly right, Wally. Just let them play their own game and work it out. I mean, a simple plan is just to take a few hit-ups and look for them to use the ball. But you know, like you said before, mate, it's an opportunity for these kids to rise to the occasion tonight too.
Travis Norton. Plays it back to Hetherington. POLLA-MOUNTER. This is out Ward and fires it onto Fleming coming in from fullback. The Cowboys read it pretty well though. POLLA-MOUNTER with Corey Hughes. Then on to his brother Stephen. POLLA-MOUNTER got the kick in. Scott Mahon takes it inside the 10 metres. That's 10 metres from his own try line. And the chase was good from Price and also Halligan. So the Cowboys haven't been down inside their own 10 or 20 so far in the match. Bit of work to do to get out of there. BUTTIGIEG. He's got the most hit-ups for North Queensland. He's a top tackler last week, as well as the most hit-ups, BUTTIGIEG. Can he repeat that performance tonight to help his side out? Steve Walters, Lomax, they go wide, but they've knocked it on.
It's offside.
If Canterbury were offside, the referee playing the advantage.
It's a fairly handy penalty coming the way of the Cowboys. It really saves them the weight of the microscope from the ensuing scrum that would have came down from that mistake. Just got to make sure that whilst they're deep in their territory, while it was one of the few occasions that they've been there so early in this football game, that they get away from that end of the football field without any mistakes at all. Try and play the game well inside Canterbury's territory.
Come on, fellas, come on.
The dummy half, it's AHMAT. To the short side, they work it. Luke Scott. Walters now. Doyle, they go wide. Matthew Ryan came up and crunched Cunningham, ball and all. Shut the movement down. It was looking promising for a while. The inside pass. Scott will play it. It's Kyle Warren, named in the second row in the program originally. It's starting in the centres. The grubber kick into the goal. In goal, and Halligan is over the dead ball line. So that's good pressure by the Cowboys. They're going to get the football from this restart between the sticks.
Well, Greg, whilst they haven't played all that well in their own clearing kick game, different on the other end of the football field, I'm sorry, it has been a situation whenever they get in the attacking zone, their kicking has been very good. Little grubbers into the in-goal area have been very responsive for them. And when they've managed to score tries, the 22 of them they've notched so far this year, 6 of them have came from bombs. You usually find that they really have a number of players that contest the ball once it's in the air.
Buttigieg plays it back to Walters. There's Cunningham straight ahead. Owen Cunningham, 25 metres out. Doyle finds AHMAT. Just a step back with his left foot. Runs into Price and also Gillies. Scott. All in all tackle by POLLA-MOUNTER. Also in there was Stephen Hughes. Now it's LOMAX, and this is great field position for the Cowboys. He gets it back to Doyle, trying to step his way through. He's only a metre or two out. Wallace in dummy half. The wide pass goes out to AHMAT. He kicks for the corner. Halligan under some pressure. His arms is up there. Mahon's there as well. They're claiming a try, the Cowboys. The referee's going to talk to the touch judge. He's going to the video referee.
Just to see if he's got it down. We're sweet with everything else, mate.
Did he get it down, Scott Mahon? It was 2-on-1. Halligan was there on his own. Not a bad kick in the end by AHMAT, and a good chase, Wally.
Well, we just mentioned a few moments ago the amount of kicks or the tries that were scored. There it is. It's an early Mother Day present for Mrs. Mahon. Mrs. Mahon. And we were talking about just how well they managed to employ a good kicking game. And I tell you what's come up very well there was the angle that Kyle Warren took. Probably just as well that the touch judge or the referee didn't see a lot of what he came up with. But he ran just in front of Scotty Mahon, whilst giving him, Scott Mahon, a little bit of extra space. Probably made it a little bit difficult for the Bulldogs, a winger in that area, to get to the football. Very well done.
Yeah, Pete, this is a good kick in the end, and it was set up by Johnny Lomax's run. They got into good field position. Doyle almost snuck through.
Yeah, that actually, Wally sounds like a prophet, doesn't he, 2 minutes ago talking about it, but any kick's as good as the chase. The Halligan standing just about stationary or going backwards, they got the advantage. That's beautiful from Kyle Warren. But, you know, while Halligan's standing or moving backwards, Scott Mahon had the advantage the whole way through, but it's only as good as the chase that's on the end of it. Well placed, and a great chase and a great catch.
Well, you can see Kyle Warren there as well. He got himself in between Scotty Mahon and the Bulldogs defender. Gave him plenty of time and space.
Well, it's interesting. Josh Hannay's gone onto the bench. I think Tim Sheens must have put Mahon on there to give that back line some experience.
Well, he played quite well. It was a situation where a lot of people believed that he was a little bit unlucky to be dropped back to the reserve grade and playing the local competition. But the experience, as you mentioned, in situations like that, we usually find a bloke like Scotty, once he gets a chance, he takes it.
From out wide, that's not a bad attempt by John Doyle. Oh, just didn't cross over. So it's 4 points to 0. The Cowboys are leading the Bulldogs at Malanda. Not a bad attempted conversion by Doyle. Just failed. Right at the death. So Halligan just lining up this restart. So 10 minutes gone in the first half. And Wally, that's going to give this new-look North Queensland team a lot of confidence, surely.
Yeah, it does. They've just got to make sure that they try and construct their game in this area of the football field exactly the way that Tim Sheens would want it, just to try and make sure that they get away from the dummy half area. Steve Walters will be a very integral part of that. Get to about the 40-50 metre line without any errors, and then get the kick and chase game going.
So it's LOMAX, one of the Canterbury players down in back play. It's POLLA-MOUNTER. There's the kick, straight into the arms of Fleming. Fleming returns it and loses the football. Coughed it up. Great opportunity for the Cowboys again. And Doyle goes straight ahead, 25 metres out. Driven back in the tackle now. Matty Ryan. Only lucky not to be penalised on that occasion, but it's play on. And the Cowboys, as POLLA-MOUNTER is down in back play, apply the pressure. To the short side goes Walters, and he finds Cunningham. Cunningham almost to the 10-metre mark. They lead by 4-0, the Cowboys. Doyle, LOMAX takes them on. Can't free the hands though. Needed to offload to keep the momentum going. They might try it this time. AHMAT showing the ball. AHMAT, he's going to do it on his own. It's another try to the North Queensland Cowboys. The new look team, 7 changes to the starting 13, and they've just scored their second try within 12 minutes of the match. And the Bulldogs are stunned. These youngsters are having a field day. Jimmy AHMAT.
Well, mistakes made is what they've given them the opportunity to post points. There it was, and whether was the ball torn out of the hand or not, makes no difference. Points are on the football. Jimmy AHMAT running the football. The mistakes made from Canterbury are hanging off the defender. 3 players basically were looking for the ball runner who was going to come off AHMAT. He did it very well, gave himself time and space, and ran into holes.
Yeah, terrible mistake there from Stephen Hughes too, Wally. He's just not read it at all. He's standing stationary and just has become a traffic policeman on that one. Interesting, they've gone to that side of the park too, the Canterbury right-hand side, where Craig POLLA-MOUNTER has been defending. 1 player short, POLLA-MOUNTER down out of the line, and they've been conscious enough of that to be able to attack there as well.
Talking, a lot of soul searching in goal for Canterbury. Hot favourites to pick up 2 competition points tonight. Still a long way to go, but they've allowed the Cowboys to get off to a great start here. This is John Doyle. A ½ metre in from touch. This time he's pushed it wide. No goal. So here at Malanda, it's North Queensland 8, leading Canterbury 0. There's a couple of difficult conversions attempt for Doyle. You're hoping they get a bit closer than that next time around. They're pretty happy with their start. Two tries to 0. The Cowboys leading 8-0. 13.5 minutes gone. Mahon, one of the try scorers, running out of dummy half. Oh, no, it's not. It's Murphy playing it now. This is LOMAX. He's 10 from halfway. Strong beginning, Johnny LOMAX.
He's leading from the front. I'm sure that he knows he's got to. There's so many young fellas around him who really do look up. Aspire to players with such a big name in Test match experience. He knows that what it's just like to be a young bloke. Have somebody alongside that's feeling pretty nervous.
They allowed it to bounce. They had to, I guess, and they were fortunate to come up with it. For a moment, it looked as if Paul MELLOR was not going to be able to control it. But they have it 10 metres out now, the Bulldogs. Here's a dummy half, and this is HALLIGAN in from the left wing, looking for a touch of the football. Hetherington at dummy half, and he finds Troy Stone up to the 20. Good battle tonight between the 2 number 9s. This man here, Jason Hetherington, and Steve Walters, who picked him up and threw him into the turf. Stephen Hughes bounced out of the tackle of Mercy. Mercy came back at him, though.
Oh, it's a critical mistake. He hasn't realised it was the 5th tackle. He's got up and tipped the ball away.
Leave it on the ground.
Bad error from Hughes. Really only got himself to blame there. Most of the other Canterbury players around him were yelling out that it was the 5th tackle. Probably more intent on getting around Ray Mercy. Now they're under pressure again. The opportunity for the Cowboys to post more points.
Steve Walters, 20 metres out. AHMAT. Oh, mistake. I don't think Johnny Lomax was expecting that one, and they've coughed it up. And a good opportunity goes begging.
Oh, yeah, he certainly didn't look like that he was running on any intended angle. They're the opportunities you can't afford to give away in a football game. They come about all too rarely.
So this time the penalty goes to Canterbury. It'll be a clearing penalty, relieving some pressure, Peter Mulholland. And they really now just have to settle down and play out this set of 6.
I think Stephen Hughes will be breathing a sigh of relief after that too. But, yeah, they haven't got to keep the ball in their hands. That's the biggest problem. They haven't had a control set of 6.
This is Norton, a few metres inside the Cowboys territory. Centre field, 14 is on there. That's Steve Reardon. He pops it out the back door to Hetherington. He picks up Corey Hughes, the 19-year-old 5'8". Price back inside to Hetherington, stepping away from one tackler, but Luke Scott threw him into the turf. Norton, they go wide. They pick up Matthew Ryan. Halligan has got the cover coming at him. And they wrap him up. John Doyle got across there. Norton, wide again. Simon Gillies. Taken by Buttigieg. Final tackle coming up to the short side they go. The kick by Hughes. Still alive, and that should be a fair try to Stephen Hughes. It came off one of the Cowboys, and it is a 4-pointer. They have hit back. Stephen Hughes cleaning up the kick from his younger brother, Corey.
Well, luck often plays a part in rugby league games. This was good luck for Canterbury. Conversely, for the Cowboys, it was just one of those things that you can't do too much about. Bounce of the ball certainly going against them. Oh, gee, that's terrible. You wonder just what would have happened on that occasion. Johnny Doyle, I think it was, allowed the ball to go through, but you don't have time to make decisions in tight situations like that. You've got to be able to try and make the right decision at the wrong time. Very unfortunate. It's a real Malone supporter for Canterbury. I think he should be wearing a helmet as well while he's doing that. But the opportunity now for Canterbury to just tighten the gap. 85% kicking record for Daryl Halligan.
Yeah, his career percentage is 76%, so he's having a good, very good year so far. 76 points for the season. Make that 78. There's another 2 to the radar. Daryl Halligan. So it's 8 points to 6. And now this is a real test as we have another look at this one. Pete?
Yeah, that's a great little kick, but as Wally said, I just wonder what would have happened. It was going on to the inside. His brother was in with him, but the fullback would have had a half a chance, and I think Scott Prince probably would have cleaned that up, but you know, hindsight's a marvellous thing.
Probably pretty important too that the Canterbury, the North Queensland guys, as Ian Roberts looks on, would have got together and said, hey, listen, don't worry about it. There was nothing that we could do about that. We've defended pretty well, possibly get a little bit of our ball and ball control a little bit better, but that wasn't our fault. Pretty hard to tell the scoreboard that way.
Paul MELLOR will play it on the wing tonight in place of Hazeem El Masri, who's on the bench. Barry Ward, good strong run. 10 from halfway. Britta's on there as well. I tell you what, Peter Mulholland, that's a pretty handy replacement to have Darren Britt.
Yeah, those 2 front rowers would be looking behind him, wouldn't they? Just making sure. But yeah, Britt's just a great player. Can play a ball too, which is very, very important for a man off the bench.
So this is a return of the football from Scott Prince. And Mahon skirting out of dummy half. Nothing much in that statistic. 6 from 8 as far as the completion rate goes. 2 points in it. Halfway stage of the first half. Coming up to the 20th minute. Glen Murphy. Walters having a run. Breather for Johnny Lomax. The kick from Walters. MELLOR trapped it with his knees, so that's play on. Taken by TASSELL over the top and Mercy underneath. NORTON. FLEMING up from fullback. This is REARDON. There's no way through that heavy traffic around the ruck. Britt, straight ahead. They continue to work to that blind side, and Gillies is wrapped up. Final tackle. It's a kick from Hughes. Scott Prince didn't know much about that, but he cleans it up eventually. Well, there's the regular fullback, Dale Shearer, one of about 10 in this squad of 17. Not available tonight through injury.
Bolly, I just wonder how long these young guys can keep the intensity up, isn't it? That's probably going to be the biggest factor now.
Yeah, well, they've got to keep. I'm sure that they've got the physical fitness to keep the intensity up, but it's the mental fitness in tight situations that's really going to be the telling factor for them. But it really does look like the interchange bench is playing a huge part for North Queensland at the moment. They're on and off all the time. I think it's a good move from Sheens.
That was a good bounce for the fullback, FLEMING. He's 10 from halfway. HALLIGAN. Good defence. Warren rode the shoulder in. Britt, short ball. That's a great ball. And it was NORTON running onto the gap. They keep it alive. Numbers out wide, but the cover is there to meet them now. Back inside to Gillies. Gillies, about 9 metres inside the Cowboys' territory. The Bulldogs stringing a few passes together. Britt, short ball to Price. He offloads, back to Hetherington. 2-on-1, Mahon had to come in. It's NORTON, the long ball to HALLIGAN. HALLIGAN, he's got Prince to beat. HALLIGAN can't get away from the fullback. POLLA-MOUNTER now. The Bulldogs, they trail by 2. And the halfback takes the tackle. Final tackle coming up. They go to the short side. The kick into the in goal by Hetherington, and it was Scott Mahon, I think, that tapped it over the dead ball line, so it's going to be a restart.
Yeah, tough decisions for him to make there, Scotty Mahon. It really did look like the ball may have been able to go over the line, but again, he didn't have too much time to make the decision. Here's the break coming up again on that left-hand side of the field for Canterbury, but very good work on this occasion from Scotty Prince. Young guy, not a lot of experience, but simply showed Daryl HALLIGAN the sideline to let HALLIGAN try and run around, and also what he did was made him run to his preferred tackling shoulder, the right shoulder. Good work.
But this is good field position still for Canterbury. The line breaks 2-1 to the Bulldogs. Stephen Hughes to try and score a dummy half. Britt to stop his momentum to take that pass. In the end, he was easy pickings for the Cowboys' defence. POLLA-MOUNTER for Corey Hughes. Back inside it goes, and this is FLEMING. Good tackle around the legs, though, by Martin Locke. Now it's Stone straight ahead. Inside the 20, inside the danger zone. Britt. Gillies is there. The skipper takes him on. Can't find a way to the try line, though. Hetherington back to MELLOR. MELLOR, now the pass across to POLLA-MOUNTER. 17 is on there, and that's Grimaldi. They keep it alive, but Corey Hughes can't get across the line either. That's good defence by the Cowboys.
It is good desperation defence, as you mentioned, from North Queensland, but I think given the same situation again, the Bulldogs wouldn't have made the decision to turn the ball back inside that last pass. They had a 4-man overlap, 4 unmarked players on the left-hand side. Oh, and here's a terrible mistake that's come up from North Queensland. Just the first tackle. Scott.
Canterbury ball, Canterbury loose, inside the line. Get it inside the line, fellas.
This is really going to put the weight on the Cowboys. Showed some pretty desperate defence recently. Now they're going to have to come up with a very good defensive play from this scrum, because it looks quite obvious that Canterbury are going to try and shift the ball as wide as possible early.
The inside pass Fullback was up. Fleming. Stephen Hughes. Corey Hughes. Halligan out wide. Stays in the field of play, only just. Grimaldi. Driven back in the tackle. He's lost the football. It went back, but he lost it. So the scrum's going to pack down.
Pretty good defensive work on that occasion. Steve Walters, one of the defenders in, and there it is. You can just see the way that he came down, putting the weight onto it. The referee is left to make a decision like that. Pretty tough to say that he intentionally forced the ball out, but they've turned the ball over again.
Well, Tim Sheen's might be happy, and Johnny Lomax is going to have to go out there and settle things down.
Hang on, steady.
That is not the position
Hang
to
on.
turn the football over. Inside your own 20.
Hang on, mate. Hang on, mate. Got it, boss. Hold there, lock, hold.
The Bulldogs, they go to the left, and Matthew Ryan tries to get on the outside of his man. He does, but then he ran into Scott Mahon, the winger, who came into crunching. POLLA-MOUNTER, Britt, keeping it alive to Hetherington. He'll take the tackle. The Bulldogs looking for the lead for the first time in this match. POLLA-MOUNTER, Corey Hughes, Stephen Hughes. Oh, that was a good tackle, though, from Kris TASSELL. He came in, he had to shut the movement down, and he wrapped him up all in all. But it's still danger ahead for the Cowboys as the Bulldogs continue to apply the pressure. They pop it out the back door. Stephen Hughes, he'll take the tackle. Fleming at dummy half. This is Gillies. Final tackle. Options either side. They work it to the left through POLLA-MOUNTER. Puts it on the toe. It's been cleaned up by the Cowboys. They survived the onslaught for the time being. And Mahon runs it out from dummy half.
Well, we may normally say that the pressure is off them at the moment, but the way that they've been performing in their clearance of the football in the recent sets of 6, the pressure is back on their shoulders now. They've got to make sure that they come up with 3 or 4 good rucks and get a good kick and chase game in. They can't play the game in this area of the football field for too long.
They go wide. And now it's the final tackle coming up. The left-footed kick coming in. And this from AHMAT. It's straight into the Bulldogs fullback Fleming. There's no trouble returning it to about 12 from halfway.
You called it, Greg. You said straight into his arms, and that's what they can't afford to do. They've got to make sure that the ball bounces 10 or 15 metres to give themselves another 5 or 6 seconds and cut off around about a 15-metre return of the football.
Grimaldi still inside their own half, Canterbury. Stone, taken by Lomax. Also in there was the 18, Luke Scott. Corey Hughes. Can't get away from Lomax. Final tackle coming now. POLLA-MOUNTER wants it. Oh, got the kick in, and he was crunched immediately by Doyle. And they have it. The Cowboys.
And Festival Hall's opened up.
The Canterbury bloke. Come here. Come here.
Got a feeling out there as Matt Hewitt calls Matthew Ryan out.
Just settle, Scotty. He's giving him an almighty shove off the ball, all right? I'm not sure if it was a punch, but, okay, not necessary, okay? Right behind.
Thanks very much.
9 times out of 10, the bloke who retaliates gets caught. I don't know what he did. I saw what you did, all right? Just settle it then, okay?
What's a call?
Who, me? The finger in the lolly jar.
As the referee Matt Hewitt said, you normally find the retaliation.
Oh,
Let's see what happened first.
The replay, it just looked like he decided to give him a backhander. Probably a little bit of disappointment coming that he didn't get the ball from the kick.
Well, the Cowboys have been defending down in their own half. Now they've got an opportunity to apply some pressure. '23 is on there, Adam Warwick. Now this is Murphy. It's good defence by the Bulldogs. POLLA-MOUNTER in there with NORTON. Doyle at dummy half, AHMAT. LOMAX. LOMAX looking for support out the back door, and they clean up. Now it's a final tackle. And Doyle goes to the air. Fleming. Well, the Cowboys got their hands to it, but they've knocked it on.
Get him up.
And it's play on now for Norton.
That's the 0.
Canterbury skipper who's having a breather. Just a breather, Peter Mulholland. Do we need to check on whether or not the skipper's in any trouble?
Just have a look at it now, mate. Just send the boys to have a look. But look, this is just all about getting pressure on kickers, and as that resultant field position that North Queensland have got now is the pressure they put on POLLA-MOUNTER when Ryan gave that penalty away. And Queensland have just got to keep working on that and working on that, and I think there could be just getting on top mentally.
8-6, North Queensland over the Canterbury Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, I wonder if there was any complacency in the camp, knowing that they came up a rearranged North Queensland team. If there was any complacency, it's been knocked out of them, especially after the Cowboys went to an 8-0 lead. Possession at the moment, going North Queensland's way, but only just. BUTTIGIEG trying to spin out of the tackle and loses the football, but it was stolen. 2 in the tackle. You cannot steal the football with 2 in the tackle. Steve Walters on the way to the dressing room. Let's hope that's not anything serious. It's the inside pass to BUTTIGIEG. Luke Scott picks up 10 metres from dummy half. And Ray Mercy is a dummy half now, going for a run. He hasn't seen too much of the football on attack. Ray Mercy, we all know that he's a bit of a try-scoring machine. Now it's AHMAT. Prince to Doyle. A little flat out wide though. And Doyle will play it 10 metres out. Now some pressure on the Bulldogs defence. AHMAT back inside. They put it through the hands, but Prince couldn't control it. And Fleming comes away with it. Stephen Hughes throws the dummy. Bounces out at 1 or 2. Eventually he'll play it about 15 out from his own line.
It really has been quite a hard player to drag down. Hughes is displaying some very strong running. Getting back to North Queensland, they really do look like they've opened up a couple of opportunities with that same play they use week in and week out. They get to control it though. It's the only time that you can really manage to cash in on it.
Stone. Price running strongly the front rower. POLLA-MOUNTER. Ramaldi.
Come on, 5 and last.
Final tackle. POLLA-MOUNTER looking for field position. Needs to sit up in the in goal. And it goes into touch in goal, so it's back to the 24 restart.
You'll wait till I'm ready.
Steve Walters is all right, Greg. It's a necessary dressing shed stop.
Well, I'm pleased for him. Could you elaborate?
No,
I don't think you need to.
That's his one. Come on, Canterbury, you're working well with me.
28 metres out from their own line, the Cowboys.
Donnie McKinnon never used to worry about those.
LOMAX getting it back to his front row partner, BUTTIGIEG. Doyle at dummy half to AHMAT. Prince is up from fullback. Losing the football. Canterbury diving on it as Price. Now the touch judge is on.
Who do you want? Scotty? Number 7. Hang on. Number 7, hang on. Just steady, Craig, and listen, mate. Hanging on to each other and the tackle here. The ball's gone down there. After the ball's gone well and truly down here, is give the Cowboys guy a fair and a good smack in the face, okay? Right.
You've got to let me go. You won't let me go.
Thanks. Yeah, they're hanging on to your whack.
Thanks. You had the football.
I know that, but no, you're the aggressor. You're the aggressor. Be careful, I've got the mic on. You're the aggressor.
Yeah, he's in control, Matt Hewitt, tonight. POLLA-MOUNTER saying he was being held on to. And he was the aggressor, as plain as day, according to the touch judge.
Well, he has gone into the tackle high. It's probably the reason that we've seen a little bit of the objection coming up.
Well, now it's the Cowboys getting close to half-time. Can they extend their lead? They lead by 8-6 at the moment. That's a great ball. Out to Mercy. Mercy for the corner. It's a great try to the North Queensland Cowboys. Although he wants to have a look at it via the video referee.
Yeah, just in the corner. It's going to be a tight call.
Whether he got it down before.
You see that Craig POLLA-MOUNTER was the man that got across to put a little bit of pressure on Ray, but the touch-in goal pad was just moving.
Whether he
after he hit the ball, after he hit the ground, so whether he actually made contact just before it. Here's a great shot that'll show us yay or nay.
Well, who took the corner flag? Was it POLLA-MOUNTER, the defender? Was it Mercy?
I'll back POLLA-MOUNTER.
Oh, no, this side of it.
I think he's got it down beforehand, though.
It's touch and go. Bit of work for Doug Winton, the video referee. Great cover from POLLA-MOUNTER. He was the one that gave away the penalty.
Well, take the pad as your judge. It didn't really look like it moved until after he got down, but I'll leave it to the big boy in the box. He can have this one.
If it's rugby union, it's a try, mate.
Well, there's the pad, and it's already leaning sideways. Well, let's have a punt. What's your bet, Clarkie?
Oh, it's touch and go.
Clarkie, don't sit on.
It's all back and roll.
Show you a good thing.
12 points to 6, 3 tries to 1. Ray Mercy. And the Cowboys, people, Holland, they made them pay. And it came from that penalty.
Greg, it's a great, yeah, that's exactly right, a penalty in possession too, but it's a great ball from Johnny LOMAX again, taking 2 men to pull him down, didn't shut the ball up. Paul Mello had to come in, or thought he had to come in, and straight away Mercy's just got too much pace.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised also. I was mentioning Craig POLLA-MOUNTER, the one that got across to put the pressure on it, but he was actually standing back out of the line. Now, whether that's Canterbury's decision on their defensive policy to play an extra cover defender in behind the line, we see the ball coming across.
What about the ball from LOMAX?
Oh, LOMAX was wonderful, but we can just see POLLA-MOUNTER just lunging in there behind. Exactly what he was doing, and I'm sure that Steve Folkes will be asking Greg Fleming, the fullback, where he was at that situation as well.
So here's another kicker, Josh Hannay from out wide, and it's a shocker. They can't add the extras, so that's 3 conversions they've missed from out wide, and it's 12 points to 6. North Queensland over Canterbury. About 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, that situation that, well, you have a look at it. You had a goal kicker. It could be 18 points to 6.
Well, it's got to give them some confidence though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'm sure that they know that they're a fair chance of winning this game now with that lead. The Cheens will remind them in the second half that the Bulldogs come out after the break. They always do. Just like they play the first 5 minutes or so of a game, like it's a desperation state.
And the Bulldogs have some playmakers when you look at the 2 teams on paper. They've got the guys that can actually make the breaks. Travis Norton at the back of the scrum, POLLA-MOUNTER, Hughes, Stephen Hughes, Ryan. So a long way to go yet.
It's a very important point, that one. Situations like that, you need the guys that are able to come up with the ball or the offload in difficult situations.
So Fleming picks it up 10 out from his own line. Dragged down from behind by Owen Cunningham. Halligan.
Here it is, here it is.
14 is Steve Reardon.
That's his third, release it!
Still got Nazim El-Masri sitting on the bench as well.
Get him up.
Hold him
down.
Try line. Penalty to the Bulldogs.
Thanks, Scotty. There it is. Wait for it. He'll tell me. He'll
Restart
tell me.
on the halfway. And Price, 10 metres inside the Cowboys' territory now. Troy Stone as Hetherington waits for it. POLLA-MOUNTER the short side. Reardon and to crash his way through. Taken by Corey. Now this is Ward. Very good opportunity now for the Bulldogs to hit back. No knock on. Play on. Corey Hughes having a go on his own, right in front of the uprights. Final tackle coming up. POLLA-MOUNTER goes to the air. The chases come through. It's still there on the ground. Is it a try? No, it's a knock on. Came off a Canterbury hand.
There it is there.
Close call for the Cowboys, but they're safe for the moment.
Yeah, very good kick from POLLA-MOUNTER. That really is a situation now, the target area. You see as the ball is propelled forward. It probably only went forward by a few centimetres, but it was an excellent kick. POLLA-MOUNTER, if the ball is taken on the full, of course, in the in goal, it's a 20-metre restart. That's the area particularly that Brisbane really have excelled in so far this season.
There's nothing doing.
Injury coming up to TASSELL. I think that T's probably just trying to milk a couple of seconds away from that clock as well. Just over a minute to go.
Steve Wallace is back out there. Yeah, they cannot afford a mistake here, the Cowboys. Need to get a good set of 6 away. Cunningham would go forward. Ahmed.
Come on, Bulldogs, work. 5 and hold. 5 and hold.
Steve Wallace just rubber kicks it into touch. That's going to eat up some time. But Canterbury may have enough time now to get a couple of tackles in and have one last crack at the try line in this first half.
Have a look at the last man who get to the scrum, who it is. Walters.
You'd nearly kick from this scrum, wouldn't you, with 30 seconds left on the clock?
Well, you'd take probably maybe 1-2 plays at the most.
Well, they looked to have a bit of a planned move on there, but they were going backwards. POLLA-MOUNTER eventually straightened it up. The time running out in the first half. Hetherington a dummy half. POLLA-MOUNTER kicking for the corner. Turning Scott Mahon around. Prince is back there as well. He'll pick it up and he'll be into touch. And that's just about it. It is, in fact, half-time here at Malanda Stadium in Townsville. 3 tries to 1, 12-6 North Queensland over Canterbury. A try to Mahon, AHMAT and Mercy for the Cowboys. The 1 try to Stephen Hughes for Canterbury, converted by Daryl HALLIGAN. So, Wally, I think they might be just a little bit disappointed to only lead by 6.
Yeah, they will. I probably thought that a fair indication would probably be something like 16-6, the way that the game has gone. But Tim Sheens, when he has a look at the team that took the field, is probably ecstatic the way that his players have performed. But I've got to be a little bit critical there of the Bulldogs on that last tackle. We're mentioning about they had one last chance to post points. They basically kicked the ball deep. There was no chance of any of the Canterbury players contesting the football. The ball should have either been a short grubber kick or a high bomb to be able to put pressure on. It's not real good thinking from them at this stage.
Well, they were the underdogs, the Cowboys, the Bulldogs were the hot favourites at the start of the match. Things have changed just a little bit, but still a long way to go. So 3 tries to 1, and at half-time, North Queensland, the home side, leads the Bulldogs 12 points to 6. We'll take a short break, and then we'll come back and have a look at all the first half highlights. For North Queensland, Stephen Hughes got the 4-pointer for the Bulldogs, and the conversion by Daryl HALLIGAN. HANNAY and DOYLE yet to raise the flags with their conversion attempts. So 12 points to 6, and Wally Lewis, I must say that the Cowboys are going a lot better than most of us thought at the start.
Well, how do you pick this rugby league competition this year? I mean, such an inexperienced side taking the field for North Queensland, and really they look like they've been out there for 5 years longer than Canterbury.
Okay, well, let's have a look at some of the scoring action in that first 40, and it was the Cowboys that got the first points on the board, and it was Mahon on the end of a very good kick, but of course he had a little bit of help from his teammate.
Yeah, he sure did. just watch there as Halligan goes up to get the ball. There is one player right in the middle of him that took away, but that's exactly what they needed to try and grab a little bit of a confidence in the game. They've done it so often this year, using the kicking game close to the line as an attacking move, and they do it very well.
So that was 4 points to 0. Then shock horror to the Canterbury players and their few fans here tonight, and it was another try to the North Queensland Cowboys through AHMAT. They stood off him. You can't afford to do that about 10 metres from the line. Well,
he's a very clever ball runner. He gives himself time and space. A lot of the players around him also helped him. They ran into gaps to take the Cronulla defenders away and take the pressure off AHMAT. He ran into the corner. A little bit of a tough decision to make for a couple of the Canterbury blokes. Do we tackle or not? But when you're that close to the line, you can't afford to stay away. He really has been quite an exciting player here tonight.
Jimmy AHMAT, wearing the number 22 jersey, playing 5'8", and he is delighted with that. It gave his side a lot of confidence, and they were leading by 8 points to 0. Then we saw Canterbury hit back, and again they put it on the toe, but really, as you said during the call, the Cowboys were a bit unlucky here. They couldn't do anything about it.
No, very difficult situation. Make your mind up on this. Very tough. A very clever kick, though, as well. It certainly didn't go where a lot of the players thought it was going to. Got dribbled back across the face of the ruck, came off one of the North Queensland players, off the feet of the Canterbury player who cashed in. Hughes certainly got in there very quickly to dive on the ball, and that probably took a little bit of confidence away from North Queensland, but at the same time, I believe that it's what Coach Tim Sheens would have wanted. He would have been looking for these players to go back out there and fight again.
Well, Halligan did convert that one, so it was 8 points to 6, and then we saw Craig POLLA-MOUNTER give away a penalty, and the Bulldogs were made to pay for it, because just before half-time it was those Cowboys in again, and Ray Mercy, their leading try scorer, started the match with 5 tries for the season, now it's 6.
Yeah, they shifted the ball well across the football field. Some very good skills. Johnny LOMAX did wonderfully well. Took 2 defenders out of the play and got a backhand offload into the corner. Tight decision for the video referee to make, but I'm sure everyone agreed that he did make the right call. But a lot of the players that are showing real will to win for the Cowboys here tonight are the younger players. They're really offloading. There it is, terrific offload. Dash for cash in the corner, and one Craig POLLA-MOUNTER thought that he'd saved the try, and a little bit of embarrassment for himself at half-time, but not to be.
Well, let's have a look at the half-time statistics. 12-6 on the scoreboard. It's the Cowboys over the Bulldogs. Time of their own half, 50%. Possession going the Cowboys' way. Completion rate, not much in that one. And really, it's pretty well even Stevens.
Yeah, it sure is, and I'm sure that both coaches will be able to have something to work with in their half-time report to the players. Not too much that they can improve on. If anything, that is their way in front, though. You have a look at Canterbury's completion rate, 12 out of 15. That is something that folks would be extremely happy with. He'll take it to his players that what they've got to try and come up with now is just a little bit more desperation in their defence.
So no panic yet for the Bulldogs, because as we've already mentioned, they do have some playmakers out there who we haven't seen much of, but they may be ready to explode in the second 40. Well, they'll have to explode.
Well, they'll need to do it. I'm sure that they'll work away. They've got to try and also put a little bit of the pressure on the inexperienced North Queensland players on the edge of the ruck. That's where I think that they may try to do that. We'll get used to see POLLA-MOUNTER going across field, turning players back inside.
Well, in the background, the rock and roll band saying, let's rock. Well, stay with us. We're going to rock and roll for another 40 minutes here at Malanda. And it is 12-6. It is North Queensland leading the Canterbury side, the Bulldogs. Don't go away. We're right back after this. It's round 9 of the NRL, and the fans are pretty happy now, but not much to smile about for the Bulldogs in the first half. Let's go now as we await for the Cowboys to run on them on their way now. And here is Peter Mulholland sideline.
Yeah, good. I've just been listening to you guys at half-time. I think Canterbury are going to look a lot more dangerous in the second half. They start to move the ball. The interchanges you saw between Brett Price and Hetherington certainly unsettled the Cowboys late in the middle of that first half. And they sort of lost the plot a bit towards the end. I think though what they need to do, as Wally said before half-time, is really just come out here and start with some intensity and perhaps put it right on these young Cowboys.
So 6 points in it as we wait for Matt Hewitt, the referee, to signal time on. Steve Walters, and the experience of the number 9 for the Cowboys is going to be called upon again in the second half. Halligan, just one conversion attempt, and he gets things underway in the second half. Well, this is Buttigieg up to the 20.
That's one. Stay, fellas. Stay.
Walters running from dummy half. Wally, is he a show for the Queensland State of Origin team to be named on Monday?
Well, before this match, I think he was probably 1,000 to 1. With all due respects to Steve, he'd probably admit that himself. He just hasn't had the time on the park. And I believe that the State of Origin selectors, when watching this performance out of tonight, will feel very warm about it. And I know that Wayne Bennett will as well. He's demanding in his sides very good dummy half running. We've seen that with Johnny Platt's performances at the Broncos so far this year. But really, you can't fault Walters. A thing that I think really has stood out has been his defence around the ruck. We saw that just before half-time, of course. The mistake that really gave them the opportunity to get the other end of the football field and post that last try before the whistle.
So now it is Gillies up to the halfway. Troy Stone, 5 metres inside the Cowboys' territory. Now it's Price, in the front rower with the kick. So the Cowboys now have to work it out of their 20. This is Mahon, scored the first try. They go to the short side. Well, let's get some reaction from the coaching staff. First of all, from the Canterbury side of things, and Billy Johnston, strength and, well, fitness conditioner, you name it. Billy, you're down there and you're in the dressing room as well. What was the word from Steve Folkes?
Folkes is just looking for us to play a bit more footy against these guys, you know, especially when we get down their end. Just not be looking to lock it up, to be moving the ball on a bit, especially, you know, fellas trailing through Stone, probably Stone, Price and Britt through the middle of the ruck, and giving them some support play.
Also, Billy, when the Canterbury side shifted the ball across with POLLA-MOUNTER and Hughes taking the ball across field, you had Hughes and Ryan on the angled runs inside. They really looked devastating early in the game. That seemed to be shelled for about 25 or 30 minutes and come out just before the break again. Yeah,
he's looking for him to shift the ball wide a bit earlier, Wally, and do exactly what you're saying there about their inside balls, etc.
Well, they're shifting it now through Matty Ryan. Just in conclusion, Billy, was there any complacency? I mean, did you get the news that the Cowboys were decimated?
No, there wasn't, and certainly we respect them, especially up here. You know, we've had a couple of tough games against them, and we expected them to come out all guns blazing with a big crowd behind them.
Okay, thanks for joining us tonight, Billy Johnston from Canterbury. And they couldn't gather in that bomb, so it is now the Cowboys 10 metres out from their own line. So a good start to the second half by Canterbury, applying some early pressure as we expected them to do. The Cowboys can do something about it. As LOMAX runs it out. Walters will play it. Back to Doyle. And Halligan can't do much about that one. Into touch on the 30-metre mark. Well, now we can get some reaction from the North Queensland assistant coach, Murray Hurst. You'd be pretty happy to be in front, but you could have been a lot further ahead, actually, in that first half, Murray.
Yeah, that's for sure. We really missed the kick. I mean, you know, they might have been a bit difficult, but you need those kicks, and obviously Canterbury got a bloke who can do that, so we'll just see what happens this half.
Murray, the big names in the side, though, Steve Walters and Johnny Lomax leading from the front. It must be given the younger blokes great confidence to see the way that they're going.
Yeah, that's right. They're, you know, the young ones are feeding off the experience of Stephen and John, and obviously Owen Cunningham, and you know, it's very important for us to keep them on the field as long as possible. But the enthusiasm to date has been great. It's just a question whether it will continue for this 40.
Yeah, well, good luck with the 40. Just in conclusion, Murray, when did you know that you'd have to make all of these changes? Have you had a training run with this 17 that's out there?
We finished up having a short training run last night. It was probably about 20-25 minutes, particularly with the new halves, an 18-year-old and 19-year-old. That was most difficult, but a lot of the time was spent inside.
Well, they look as if they've been together for a lot more than 20-25 minutes. Thanks for joining us, Murray Hurst from the Cowboys. And they have the lead here at Malanda, 12-6. A couple of holes just opening up, though, in their defence, but Canterbury haven't been able to go on with it. That must be a bit of a worry.
Could have been a very expensive turnover, that one as well. They really did look like they broke into a hole Could have been an expensive one. They got through there. The ball went straight to hand. Unfortunately, just wasn't watching the football. Now it's given the home side the chance to put more wind in their confident sail.
So it's Walters a dummy half on the final tackle. To the air they go through the boot of Doyle. Anybody's ball. It was touched by Canterbury, picked up by a man in an offside position. The penalty goes to the Cowboys, and this is a gift 2 points. What do? They lead by 6. I would certainly be going for the 2, and that's what they've elected to do.
Yeah, they've got to take it to, of course, stretch that gap past a converted try. Again, a bit of luck coming into the game of football. Very well weighted kick. It went up in the air. A jump by Scotty Prince probably made things tough for Greg Fleming. But as it came down, bouncing forward, a couple of the Canterbury players who were probably doing a very good job to get back and lend some assistance to Fleming just accidentally got in the way. Unfortunately, we don't hear the call accidentally offside in rugby league all that much. Another game they do every 5 minutes. But it probably has 2 real important roles here, that it will stretch the gap to 8 points and give Johnny Doyle a little bit of confidence with a successful goal kick, their first one of the night.
They lead by 6, trying to stretch it to 8. Doyle. He doesn't miss them from there. So North Queensland raised the flag for the first time in this match, taking them 47 odd minutes, but they have it by 14 points to 6. We'll come back to the halfway mark through Daryl Halligan. Cowboys, I guess at halftime they were reminded that they've won 3 of their 4 matches here at home and have gone on with the job on 3 occasions to beat Balmain, Canberra and Newcastle. The only loss was to Sydney City. Got a bit of a hammering in that match. The 3 from 4 at home, and they're heading for 4 from 5 now.
Yeah, Greg, I think, though, that what Sheens would have reminded these players, though, that they've never beaten Canterbury here. They've had 5 games so far. They've only won 1 of them, and that was, of course, 1997, early 97 at Belmore Sports Ground. So they'll be looking to set the record straight.
Straight into the arms of Fleming again. And he leaves it behind, picked up by Cunningham. Cunningham for the line. They drag him down from behind, but that was a bad mistake by Fleming. An uncharacteristic mistake by the fullback. Now it goes to Doyle. Doyle having a go on his own. Tackled around the legs by Hetherington. Copybook stuff, and Doyle is not well. And in back play, there's another man down. So they have a couple down at the moment, the Cowboys.
Might be Lomax.
Now Doyle is on his feet. The trainer is talking to him at the moment. Lomax being attended to by Mark Graham, the trainer, the former Kiwi great.
Of course, we've got to remember, Greg, Johnny Lomax had a very bad neck injury only a couple of weeks ago. There's the tackle there that opened up the opportunity. The good kick and chase game. Plenty of chases there. Owen Cunningham taking off. A bit unfortunate they couldn't shift the ball straight to the left-hand side. Here's the incident which brought up the injury. You see Lomax going down in back play. A bit of a clash going there. But, gee, he looks like he's a little bit worried, although he'll want to leave.
Dr. Graham fixed him out. Mark Graham, the doctor.
Dr. Mark Graham. He's come up with every other role in the game.
So Doyle comes off for a breather, but Lomax stays on. It's 14-6.
It's hard to see what happened to Doyle there. We're just checking on it now, but Lomax's neck, as you said before, Wally, that's going to be an important part in this match now to keep him on the field as long as they can.
Well, now they're only about 3 metres out, the Cowboys. Steve Walters a dummy half. AHMAT trying to dance his way through. Can't beat the tackle of Norton. Scott. Lomax, short ball to Murphy. Great tackle around the legs and saved the try. Trying to burrow his way across now is the number 9. Corey Hughes saved the try on that occasion. Steve Walters now has to hand it over. That's the final tackle.
Gee, that saved a certain 6-pointer there. Very good ball play to open up the hole. dropping a pass. It was really hit at speed. LOMAX again, the man that's come up with the situation that provided for Glen Murphy. What a wonderful cover defending tackle from Corey Hughes. But we had another 2 players there, Canterbury. We've probably got to give a little bit of credit to those guys too that may have been able to stop the try right on the line.
The penalty awarded to Canterbury. So now they restart 30 metres out from their own line. Stone hitting it up. Runs into Warren and Mahon. Also in there is Prince, the fullback. Although Prince might be actually playing in the centres now. Halfway mark. POLLA-MOUNTER. Barry Ward. Bounced off BUTTIGIEG. They keep it alive. Matthew Ryan pushes off AHMAT, but AHMAT came at him a second time. To the short side, Stephen Hughes. Back to Ryan. Britt inside to Hetherington, charging onto it. Hetherington, Corey Hughes is only about a metre out. And it was Prince that wrapped him up at the back. Quick hands needed, intercept by Mahon. Can he go all the way? Chased by POLLA-MOUNTER. Mahon the winger. POLLA-MOUNTER lunges at him. He had 2 men outside. He just didn't offload in time. And now it's Kyle Warren. Warren taken by the second rower, Ward. Gee, I tell you what, POLLA-MOUNTER showed a bit of pace there. With a swinger on halfback. POLLA-MOUNTER just managed to pull him down from behind. The intercept had to be taken, mind you, because Canterbury had the overlap. But now it's the Bulldogs about 32 metres out. The Canterbury players back in their defensive line. 17 is Martin Locke. Now it's Steve Walters, straight ahead. Final tackle coming up. Locke is at dummy half. Back to AHMAT, the left-footed kick into the in-goal. MELLOR. He takes it on the full. No, he doesn't. It goes over the dead ball line. So we are going to have a restart from the goalpost. And the Cowboys are going to get another decent crack at them in good field position.
Well, edge of the seat stuff here at Malanda. Here it is, the intercept taken from Scotty Mahon. I think he might have been half a metre offside too, but he took. But here it is, we've seen 2 situations for the Cowboys. There is a certain try bombed. He had 2 players in support, and 2 of them were in the back line. He would have been able to get away and post it from there twice in the space of 2 minutes. It looked like certain tries have gone begging.
Well, here's Martin Locke. Completion rate. Now possession, and North Queensland dominating that statistic. In fact, they've increased their domination. And here they are on the attack again, leading by 14 points to 6. Walters. There's a grubber kick. Picked up by AHMAT. No, just couldn't control it. It's there now for Canterbury, and they come up with it. Could have gone anywhere, that kick, and for a moment it looked like AHMAT was going to regather and set sail for the try line. This is Price.
I think they've got to get a little bit of composure when they get into difficult situations like that. Obviously, they're very keen. They've got to make sure that the experienced players settle the youngsters down a little bit. It doesn't matter. They don't have to score off every set of 6 they get in tight situations like that.
POLLA-MOUNTER taken by Locke. Reardon waits for it. Norton. Well, he threw the dummy, but they didn't fall for it. He was monstered. POLLA-MOUNTER looking for some open spaces, and Adam Warwick is back at fullback. Not a good chase by Canterbury. He was able to bring it back to the 20 without too many problems. This is Murphy. Walters. Locke. Picks up 12 metres. Good run by the replacement. BUTTIGIEG. But the Cowboy forward's getting a bit of a roll on. Up towards halfway. There's Locke, his second hit up in the set of 6.
A very sensible play there. They just took a couple of rucks, 5 of them in all. A charge down really has nullified that effect, though.
And Britt. I guess that was lucky for the Cowboys at the front rower. was the one that had a bit of space around him. Well, a bit of a fumble, but they keep it alive, and now it's Norton. Hazim El Masri is on there from the interchange bench. Now that's bad play from dummy half. Lack of communication. Now it's Britt. He's got him for a Shepherd. It's not happening for the Bulldogs. They're not barking at the moment.
Tell you what, Glen Murphy did very well there. It was a Shepherd, no doubt about that. I'll tell you what, he's straight to the academies after that one. But you've done it well. It definitely was going to be a Shepherd. Murphy's done very well for his team. And that penalty really is going to take a lot of the pressure off them. Conversely, really put it back level on the shoulders of the Canterbury defence.
A little bit of panic setting into the Bulldogs, I think, Wally. They're starting to throw it around probably a little bit too much.
25 minutes to go, no need to panic. They have to score twice, and that's not a big ask. But at the moment, the Cowboys, this makeshift team, doing the job for coach Tim Sheens. Mercy, one of the try scorers. 3 tries to 1 in the first half. AHMAT. LOMAX. AHMAT at dummy half, allowed to run. There's the kick. But FLEMING picked it up just in the field of play. POLLA-MOUNTER bounced out of a couple. Craig POLLA-MOUNTER up towards the 20.
Not good enough, mate.
HALLIGAN to Britt.
They've got to get a little bit more composed when you're attacking in situations like that, not get carried away. That was only the 3rd tackle, I think, that they kicked the ball on. They're seeing the line in situations and just trying to grab the goal before they work for it.
Yeah, I think you're right what you said before, Wally. The experienced players have got to get their hand on the ball in that situation too. Stevie Walters and LOMAX and even Owen Cunningham.
POLLA-MOUNTER with the kick, and Adam Warwick returning the football from his own try line.
That's his one out, Canterbury, get up! There we go, on your hole! That's 2!
Walters having a breather. Mercy going nowhere. Locke, 10 from halfway.
You're getting skinny! You're getting skinny!
Ball gives it to LOMAX. Now, he wasn't really running onto the ball. He was too flat. And they pop it out the back door, but they have an overlap on the far side, but the pass was not a good one, and it's gone forward. So it's 14-6, North Queensland.
Well, the ball had gone to hand here. An opportunity to post a try. Canterbury defence really was at 6s and 7s, but we saw just before that replay a shot of a couple of the Cowboys' backs with their hands behind the head. Looked like they were struggling condition-wise. I'm sure that they got plenty of that left, but really I think where they're starting to get a little bit tired now is between the ears. That's where they've got to just try and settle down. They've got plenty of time. They're in front. They don't have to win the game from here. They can only lose it.
Well, that was a bad mistake by the Bulldogs. Hazim El Masri looked to be a planned move, and well, it was never on. And they've coughed it up on the first tackle.
Well, Pete, they're situations that really make coaching a tough job.
Yeah, it's sort of their coach killers, aren't they? I mean, they just need now to settle down and to play football, and they're playing like the novices. The kids from the Cowboys seem like they've been out there for years at the moment.
Prince playing halfback.
That's his one, here we are, winger, come on! Hold your hold!
Now it's Prince at dummy half.
That's his two!
They're up towards the halfway mark.
That's his third, out we come!
Could have done with a runner or two. Now it's LOMAX. Straight ahead.
That's 4! Out we go! 4!
Back to Prince. FLEMING perfectly positioned again at the back.
That's 1!
But
They're inside their own 20. Canterbury just looking for some spark.
Yeah, Greg, I don't know whether that was all that planned from
North Queensland. It was only the fourth tackle. It went to a player that is all that used to seeing in clearing kicks. Kicking the ball. It didn't look like too many of the chasers were ready to get up there as well.
Travis Norton. 20 from halfway. Britt. 3 Cowboy defenders in there to confront him. There's the kick from Hetherington from dummy half. And Adam Warwick picks it up 10 out from his own line. Taken by Corey Hughes and Reardon. And the Bulldogs need to try and force a mistake upon the Cowboys in this part of the field.
We've reached the period of the game commonly known as the game of chess in footy. Nothing much is happening. Neither side can afford to come up with a vital mistake as we see it. This could be the one. We've had no points scored for quite a while now. Now the Bulldogs.
Azim El-Masri stepping through a couple of tackles to the 20-metre mark centre field. So they have options either side, and Hughes gives it to Britt. He's going to pick up another 10. Back it goes to Hetherington. Hetherington takes the tackle right in front of the uprights. Corey Hughes. What can the young man do? Back inside to Price. Waiting for it at dummy half is Fleming to Corey Hughes. A little flat. They'll pop it out the back door. And Norton can't do much about it. A couple of tackles remaining. POLLA-MOUNTER. Crossfield. Calling El-Masri back inside. Basketball pass over the top, and they put it down, and it is a Cowboys ball, 10 out from their own line. But they lacked a bit of direction on that occasion, a bit of communication, Pete Mulholland, as we see a player down.
Yeah, we've been talking about the last tackle option for the Cowboys, or even kicking when it's fourth tackle, but that's just that's inexcusable. You needed to get a refund there. They needed to get another set of 6 at the Cowboys and put the pressure on them. It's the first time they've been down here for ages.
That's one. Come on, doggies, work.
Start to wonder what goes through players' minds in situations like that.
I wonder whether the captains have got to start to play a role, particularly with Canterbury as well. Simon Gillies has got to be able to get there. Certainly they have a game plan to play, and they've got to try and work to it when they get up there. Again, they don't have to score off every set of 6 tackles that they have in that area of the football field.
Exactly right. Well, they need to get consecutive sets, don't they, just to put some pressure on the Cowboys that way.
I'll tell you what, if Johnny LOMAX carried some sort of injury into this match, there's been no sign of it. It's been a big effort by LOMAX up front tonight. And now it's Halligan for the Bulldogs. Can't get away from Prince. 30-metre mark. Steve Walters having another fine game. 251st game in first grade for Steve Walters.
You probably put him alongside most of the other guys, the young fellas, and he's got more on his personal stats than the rest of the team put together, probably bar Johnny LOMAX.
I think you'd probably even include Johnny LOMAX because he's a late starter too, Wally.
And to the short side, the Bulldogs go, and here's El-Masri. Bit of play going his way. Maybe they see him as a bit of a trump card, but they've bottled him up so far. Final tackle coming up. POLLA-MOUNTER will go to the air. No. It'll be Hughes. And not a bad kick, but in fact it's Mahon who leaves it behind. It's there for Matty Ryan. He'll never score an easier try than that. Underneath the black dot. Nightmare time for Scott Mahon, but a real bonus for Matt Ryan and the Bulldogs. And 4 will become 6. 14-10 will become 14-12 with Halligan to kick.
Well, they did very well to shift the ball wide to take a little bit of the pressure off. Scotty Mahon will probably be ruining this one. I don't know whether the ball would be moving too much in the air there, but it really did look like he had a fair amount of time and space to be able to get back under that football. Scott Prince, his fullback as well, really looked like he had ample time to be able to get there. He got himself in between to try and give him extra. Sorry, it was Adam Warwick.
And from right in front, Matt Ryan's try has been converted. 14-12. What a game at Malanda. What a game, hey. That's now 3 games to 2. 64th minute approaching. Some changes. Owen Cunningham getting a rest. Pete right in front of you.
Yeah, he's doing well with the interchange. Senior players are off.
The restart now by Prince, who started at fullback. Now he's playing halfback, and this is Reardon hitting it back. What's the call now, Walt?
Oh, he's turned the possession over. This will give the Cowboys a chance. The call, doesn't matter what it is at the moment. It'll come in the next set.
So this is BUTTIGIEG. He's 12 metres out from the line. The Cowboys want to hit back. And it's good enough for the Bulldogs. It's good enough for the locals. And they're only about 8 metres out from the line now. Prince kicking behind the line. Halligan, can he get back? There's a real scramble for it. Who got it down? The video referee will decide.
I don't know who got that.
Josh Hannay thinks he has, and so do 2 or 3 of his teammates.
Yeah, we'll have a look.
They've won the lotto.
Absolutely.
Canterbury players not quite so confident. With a pretty small rubber kick in behind play. Made it difficult for Canterbury to turn around and get back. Did he get there? Oh, I think he's got it. The only thing that may be causing some doubt would be Matthew Ryan, whether actually he has got a hand there as well. Unless he's got 3 of them, I don't think he has.
Well, another look at it now. And this will be the decider. Ryan and Halligan for Canterbury. Waiting for it. It's a try. They've hit back. Josh Hannay has scored the try for the Cowboys. So it's a 6-point ball game once again. Well, it didn't take them long for the reply. And it came from a mistake by Canterbury.
What about his speed? It was a very clever kick that was put through. He's put it through, dropped it through. Hannay's come from the clouds. I'm sure a lot of the guys would have liked their horse to finish in the Doomben 10,000 like that today. He's got through a couple of the quicker ones there as well. He's got through Matthew Ryan. Halligan was the other one. He snuck between.
He did a great job, didn't he, Wally? But just looked like he was going to play that ball, stop the defence, and that was it.
And it will be Hannay trying to add the extras, trying to convert his try. The gap is 6 points at the moment. Not hasn't got the kicking boots on tonight, not yet anyway. 18-12, the Cowboys over the Bulldogs. Well, there's still plenty of time on the clock for both these teams to pour some more points on. There's the restart by Daryl Halligan. First tackle after the kickoff. Johnny Lomax plays it. John BUTTIGIEG. To the short side, now the angle run.
Frankie, I think we'll see a lot more planning come into North Queensland's attack from here, if for no other reason that they know that they'll be working towards one plan at the moment, clearing the ball away from their line, get a good kick and chase game going, putting pressure on Canterbury's attack, and working towards a field goal. Getting deep into the territory, working to the 1-pointer to open up a 7-point buffer.
Even if the Bulldogs come back and score the converted try to lock it up at 18-all, and if it is a draw tonight, it's still going to be enough to keep the North Queensland Cowboys in the top 10, picking up the 1 point. They'll be keen for 2 points. And yep, and there's the mistake. Was there 2 in the tackle? No, there wasn't. And it's a try! No, he's called it back. A double movement with no one in front of him. Oh, tragedy for the Cowboys. BUTTIGIEG. Did he have to try and promote the football a second time? I thought his momentum was going to carry him across anyway.
Well, it was a very clever kick. Very poor return of play. The ball simply given away on that first ruck. There it was. I got to agree with you. I thought his body weight was going to
Well, has he made the movement actually with his arm forward? Or has his body weight carried him?
Well, there was no hesitation by the referee. And now Canterbury have coughed it up again. They've given the Cowboys another crack at them. And this is BUTTIGIEG. He's 26 metres out from the line. They lead by 6. The Cowboys. Back inside, it's Warren. This crowd getting behind them now to the chant of Cowboys, Cowboys. Adam Warwick in front of the uprights. Murphy, a dummy half. Prince running to the line. The grubber kick. It's come off the hand of a Bulldog. This time they clean it up, but just in the nick of time.
Canterbury, drop out.
It'll be a goal line dropout. But another close call, allowing Prince to run to the line.
Yeah.
And just drop the grubber kick behind the defensive line there, and they nearly paid for it again.
Matty Ryan, his experience showing there, reading it very well to get back and defuse the situation, but they're not off the hook yet. I thought that they may have worked for the one-pointer. Obviously, they think a six-pointer is more appealing to them at this stage, but they've got to play sensible football. Slow down.
LOMAX a hit up to the 20-metre mark. Well, lack of communication. Maybe they are starting to think the one-pointer because they had a few players in position there. Doyle, no, they put the grubber kick through. It's still there, but there's a knock-on this time. And Canterbury will come up with it. They'll get the feed into the scrum.
No, 0 tackle.
Came off a Cowboy, picked up by Doyle. Just a stoppage here for some replacements from the interchange bench. Britt coming on.
Okay.
In back play, you'll see Barry Ward running to the field of play as well.
Well, Peter, you're a coach. What would you be instructing your players to try and come up with there as a plan? To try and put the ball in and regain possession, or work for the one-pointer?
Mate, they had it straight from the goal line dropout. You would have been going straight to the middle of the field, work one either way and put the field goal away. I mean, it's 10 minutes to go. You're going to get 5 more sets of 6 with the ball. You just close up shop. They've got to score twice.
It is time for some of these bigger name Bulldogs to put their hand up and try and pull something out of the bag here. Short ball. And there's a bit of space for Norton. He needs support though. Travis Norton backing himself. Takes the tackle. Hazim El Masri at dummy half, and he's knocked it on, but he'll get the penalty. Adam Warwick was lying around the ruck, so they get a penalty. Do they take 2 or do they go for 6?
Well,
Barry Ward will find touch on the far side, 10 metres out. The pressure is on the Cowboys now. They made the changes prior to this match. They weren't really given any hope, and they've dug deep tonight. Can they hold on and pull off an upset victory? This is Grimaldi taking it forward right in front of the uprights. Norton into dummy half. Corey Hughes, the young man, trying to spark something. Bad pass, Halligan, nowhere to go. MELLOR at dummy half. As Matthew Ryan scored from a bomb. Crossfield, popping it out to POLLA-MOUNTER, trying to step his way through. It's a pretty tight defence out there, but they're just trying to hold on. Inside it goes to Ward. Ward pops it out the back door. Fleming up from fullback, can't find a way through. Tackles running out for the Bulldogs. Who wants it? Nobody. Hetherington has to have a go. They're not playing like favourites at the moment, the Bulldogs. MELLOR, POLLA-MOUNTER, quick hands, Ryan, out to Halligan, and Halligan will run it around another metre or so to make it just a little bit easier for the conversion attempt. They're not over and out yet, the Canterbury Bulldogs. Halligan scores the try, and if anyone can kick it from a metre or 2 in from touch, it's Halligan. But it's 18-16, the Cowboys still in front.
That was very poor defence from the Cowboys there. They had man on man. They raced up out of the line. Scotty Prince, I think it was, came charging out of the line. They had more than enough defence to be able to carry a tight defence against them when they shifted the ball wide. Simply shifting out and opening up an overlap on the outside. He doesn't waste too many opportunities. Daryl Halligan
when providing him. There he goes there. You can see 14, Scott Prince racing up. If he had just stayed in line, perhaps just taken the run up with a couple of these players, 4 or 5 metres, and waiting for the pass to go, and it was on the last tackle. It could be a very expensive mistake, that one.
You wouldn't want a better goal kicker to put this pressure kick on either, would you?
It's almost boring, isn't it? Watching big slot goals from all over the place.
And this crowd trying to upset the radar boot of Daryl Halligan.
Going to back him in, Clarkie.
I will back him in from here. Never looked like missing. Talk about a pressure kick, and Halligan adds the extra. 18 all at Malanda. What a great finish we're in for.
Wally, how important was that field goal 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, I'm sure that they rued a couple of vital errors, and I think we're going to hear a fair bit more about that decision. And the referee as well, not to award a try to Buttigieg.
Out on the full.
That's disgraceful.
It's a penalty to the Bulldogs, and Halligan from halfway. I noticed some of the players are pointing to the sticks. Has Halligan got enough energy in those legs at this late in the match?
Well,
no.
He's not even. He doesn't look like he wants to. Perhaps the pressure he's thinking, oh no, I don't want that one. But you can see what the rest of the players are talking about. They'll be going 3 or 4 to the middle, looking for a field goal. A couple of the guys that are pretty good at that themselves. Corey Hughes can drop them, and so can POLLA-MOUNTER. I'm sure that we may see Halligan himself in around that area of the field, ready to slot the 1 point.
Without Grimaldi, straight ahead. There is 1 point on offer here, and maybe 2 competition points. This is Ward running right in front. Well, take your pick. Halligan's back there. No! Hetherington! Did he get it down? They want to have a look at it on the video replay. Well, they were waiting around for the 1-pointer.
Don't know if he's got it short or on the line.
Hetherington, I don't think he's all that confident. If not, it'll be a play the ball, and they'll have a choice of another 3 or 4 to drop the 1-pointer. Oh, gee. Hetherington backing himself. Is it on the line?
Well, it looks short, doesn't it? Looks well and truly short there. You just see the white line just where that player's boot is standing on, just coming into play there, number 12. Perhaps this one may give us a better angle.
Desperation stuff there. Adam Warwick was the last line of defence.
Going by those replays,
he's short.
I think the referee will have to call it short. Canterbury already getting their next play into line. Most of them believe that he hasn't got it.
Okay, that's 4 tackles.
It's a red stall. 2 tackles remaining.
4 tackles, hold. He's all right. Let's go.
Who wants it?
Halligan, here it comes.
No. Charge down. Came off a Cowboy, and they've cleaned it up.
Tell you
they survived.
That is the closest thing I have ever seen to an American gridiron kick at goal. They were stacked within 5 or 10 metres either side of the post. They all took off. A lot of the Canterbury defenders ran up, just like we're seeing in the gridiron games.
And of course, in 1998, it doesn't matter if someone touches the ball in flight. If it goes between the sticks, it's still a field goal, but not to be. And now the penalty goes to the Cowboys. Oh, they're going to try and get it down to the other end of the field and try and get a shot at 1 point. Here's another look at it here. They were all over him. He dropped it onto the right foot.
Stacks on the mill. Do your best.
Some great blockers out there too, weren't there?
Very well done.
What a finish. 18 all.
How stupid is that penalty though? Look, I mean, it was tackle poor. Time running out. I mean, I don't think Canterbury are thinking.
Yeah, they had another shot. They had 1 tackle left. They didn't use it. And now it is the Cowboys trying to get up towards a position where they can have a shot. Still 3 tackles remaining. Here's Steve Walters. Picked up now by Doyle. 36, 37 metres out. Working towards the centre. It's kickable from there. Final tackle coming up. Who's going to do it? Doyle! Doyle, nobody around him. It's away. No goal.
And plenty of people thought it was there too. It was a very good attempt from Doyle. Placed it. What may have carried it just to the right of the goalpost, though, was a pretty good chase out of dummy half from one of the Canterbury players, forced him to run to the right-hand side. Oh, boy. It looked like it was right through it. Couldn't have missed by very much at all.
A let-off for the Bulldogs. Now, can they get back down into the opposition territory to try and come up with the winner? 18 all. End of the match, we'll have our NEC man of the match. Fleming, they go wide. Matt Ryan, he's got El Masri coming up on the inside. El Masri's got support. It's all over. The Bulldogs have come from behind and they have clinched it, much to the dismay of a stunned crowd at Malanda. And this team of, well, what do you call them, the Cowboys? They've been thrown together, no disrespect, but they've really been like a team of misfits tonight, but they really came out and gave it their best shot, and they've come up empty.
Yeah, once again, though, the problem was that they came in really a little bit too early. The winger standing back, waiting for the clearing kick. Shifting the ball wide. Here's a couple of the players, though, that have come in. Really opening up an opportunity for Matty Ryan, who tipped it in. And you've got to wonder there whether Scott Prince made the right decision at fullback. He raced in to take the man who made the break in Hughes. Perhaps he should have stayed away. Matt Ryan. Perhaps he should have stayed away when he shifted it to Masri and left it as a one-on-one.
Yeah, it started before that, they didn't well. And they just shouldn't have committed themselves to it. Just wait for it. Just have a bit of patience and not come in as they did do.
So 24-18 Canterbury. Get out of jail here, and Tim Sheens, well, he'd be pretty proud of the way the team went for, especially 69 minutes when they led for 69. Then it was locked up at 18 all.
Stay behind him! Stay behind him!
Enough time for the restart. 12-6 at half-time to the Cowboys. 3 tries to 1 in the second half to the Bulldogs.
That's one now, let me go!
Ooh, they left their run a bit late, didn't they, for hot favourites. This goes to show it's never easy here at Malanda Stadium. The Bulldogs will leapfrog the Cowboys as far as the competition table goes, but it's only round 9. And I'm sure many other teams are going to find it tough playing in Townsville. As we count down the seconds here, and Barry Ward, a run for the line. Fullback to beat the second rower, still full of running. He's pulled down 5 metres. And it's a final tackle coming up. Maybe they want to finish it with another flourish. No, it's all over. All over. And they congratulate each other. The Canterbury Bulldogs, they left it until the dying minutes to pick up their 2 competition points. 24 points to 18. Wally, you really have to feel a bit sorry for the Cowboys tonight. Thrown together with just 1 training run, as we heard at half-time, and they nearly came up with the goods.
Well, they sure did. I mean, they played with their hearts. Very determined football out there. I think in the end, the very expensive point for them was that they just tended to panic a little bit too close when scoring. Again, we've got to go back to that try that was taken away from Johnny BUTTIGIEG. It perhaps did look like a double movement at the time. Replays made it a little bit tough to decide. But the point that really does stand out through the match is that it was 4 tries each, and there's still a 6-point gap in the game. So if you look at the fella that's again been the deciding issue in winning the game,